Okay, so, liebe Kolleginnen und Kollegen, good morning, dear colleagues. Today I have the nice task of simply welcoming you to the Klingspor Museum and expressing a few initial thoughts on our topic, maybe, something we might discuss later on, but very shortly because we already are late a bit, I guess. And apart from that, I get to listen and learn today, which is what I actually love doing most of all, so this is totally fine. Welcome to the AEPM Conference 2023 in Offenbach. For everyone who doesn't know me already, my name is Dorothee Ader. I'm director of the Klingspor Museum for 1.5 years now, following on Stefan Soltek, who you all know as chair of the AEPM, I guess. Stefan, you already said hello today, I guess. 2 years ago, we had already taken over the organization of the AEPM conference in Offenbach in a digital form. At that time, our exhibition room in the attic was converted into a recording studio, and there was almost as much hustle and bustle here in the house as at a real meeting, at least for us, it seemed like that. But for the people participating on the screen, it was certainly a completely different feeling of coming together. Certainly not as intense and without the valuable exchange in the times in between. We will have some coffee later on, so this may be something you are looking forward to. And so I'm happy that this year, somewhat unexpectedly though, we can host the AEPM conference again with all of you present here in the museum. And in Offenbach, you already heard so, the topic of printing is actually firmly anchored in the city's historical narrative through the early use of lithography in printing music. But the Klingspor Museum, in particular, is not really a museum in which the technical aspects of printing play a major role. What does play a role are the results of printing processes, the handling of printing technology by artists, for example. The leading question of this conference asks about the future of printing and therefore the future also of printing museums. I guess it's an important question because traditional printing techniques actually no longer play a large role in wider society, if we are honest with ourselves, but they do play a role in art as a way to artistic expression. And that's why I think it's good that the AEPM conference this year is also taking place in a museum that is actually dedicated to the arts, especially to book and type art. It is necessary for us to look at the big picture. That means the technique, of course, the processes, and also the results, because in the end, it is in the use of the techniques that new relevance emerges. Last year, we hosted the Hot Printing Festival here at the museum and in the area outside. For the first time, which aimed to represent traditional printmaking as well as, for example, also riso printing from the artist's collection around the corner and jelly print and all these small techniques. And it was so nice to see how many young people are interested in the topic of print production on very different levels and choose printing as an expression for themselves, which I'm sure many colleagues from the working museums can confirm, like Charlotte, for example. Printing is not dead because there are museums and workshops where people can experiment, learn, and work so that in the end a contemporary expression emerges, which we in the Klingspor Museum in turn collect and depict and ensure that artists can make a living from their work. So we are all on the move together in some kind of circuit maybe or cycle that is fragile because it does not seem self-evident to very many people. It is all the more important that we all are clear about this because there's another answer to the question of the future of printing and print museums. We all are this future and we need to support each other with knowledge and inspiration. At this point, I would like to encourage also small institutions that do very, very important work on our topic to also dare, for example, to host this conference. Last year, we had an exceptionally well-equipped venue in Malzerbe, but I guess very few printing-related museums have such resources. And I think that doesn't matter because it is important that we meet, that we know each other and assess our possibilities. And with this in mind, I wish us all a wonderful AEPM meeting in Offenbach with many discussions and gain strength, hopefully, for the future of printing museums. And I'm looking forward to it.